David Sirota is my next guest. He's a frequent guest on this show. He's also an author and a columnist, and just last night, he happened to write a column about this very thing. Let's start with this. I've got a graphic that I've decided to make for you because I have a feeling that you're going to be able to put this in perspective after you watch this graphic. This is a graphic that shows the following people, all part of Barack Obama's administration: Geithner, Summers, and Volcker. What do you think are wrong with these guys?
Well, what I think is wrong with a lot of them is that they represent the economic ideology that got us to this place. Barack Obama campaigned on a promise of change, and what we've gotten in his administration is more of the same. These are people who, for instance, are pushing against putting in provisions into the stimulus to buy things in the United States.
So are you saying, I'm going to stop you for a minute, David. Are you saying that guys like Geithner and like Summers and like Volcker are the types of people that this whistleblower we just heard would have gone to and said, you got to fix this mess, and they said, nah, we're okay with it, it'll work itself out?
Well, we know that happened, in fact, a very similar situation. Back in the late 1990s when Summers was Treasury Secretary, there was a lot of meetings between the FDIC, the Commodity Futures Commission, trying to see whether they should better regulate the banks. And we know that Summers, and his deputy, of course, was Geithner, pushed against that, said, no, we should not better regulate the trading of derivatives. So we know that this has happened. So
let me take you to the next question then. I think people at home are following this pantomime with us now. If these guys, who supposedly were supposed to be keeping a check on Wall Street, did a lousy job of doing so, who should be doing this then? If not them, whom?
There's not a shortage of people who could do it. I mean, I could give you, Brooksley Born was the head of the Commodities Futures Commission who was pushing for the regulation. She could be there. Robert Reich was a former labor secretary. He could be there. Nobel Prize winning economist Joseph Stiglitz. He could be there. Look, we got 300 million people in this country. We don't have a shortage of talent to fix the situation. The last people who should be fixing the situation are the people who created it.
So why would Barack Obama, a man who is the President of the United States and seems earnest and wants to fix the situation, go with people who apparently have been part of the problem, as you explained?
That's the big question. Look, there's no one answer to this. I mean, Washington is hard to change. The culture of Washington, I talk about it, it's a zombie culture. No matter what you do, if you're in the club, your career can't be killed. So I think there's some of that. I think the other part of it is, look, Barack Obama has taken a huge amount of money from Wall Street. And so he has moved to put a lot of people in place in his administration that make those political donors comfortable. I mean, that's really, it's a mix of a lot of things.
I guess, there's an expression I learned from my old football coach when I used to play ball in Miami, and he used to say, well, you have a tendency to dance with the one that brung you. And I guess in this case, he's dancing with the one that brung him. My thanks to you, as usual. Good stuff, good segment, good columns. David Sirota.